Hi there and welcome to T Transitions. My name is Rose Davenport.
Hi, I'm Farah Baker. Welcome.
And we are here to, this is just going to be a very short recording because we've been reading your messages that came from followers and friends and also peers giving us suggestions and things to improve since, we are still newbie in podcast world. What I want to take this moment is to share with you some of, I think, important questions, which this is just FYI, which some of you might already know. So the first question that we received was, how can one set up a company here in America? To begin with, anybody can set up a company here in the States, whether you're a US citizen, a permanent resident, or even a non-citizen, so long as you apply for, number one, it's called the Employer Identification Number or EIN number from the IRS. From there, you will then follow the regulations or the guidelines given by the IRS. Now, for non-citizens, you not necessarily have to be physically here in the US, but you must follow the state-specific rules because different states, their denomination percentage breakdown for tax varies. So I want to make sure that you study that first before you continue with putting in the application. At the same time, too, while you're doing that, make sure that you register with a specific agency. Regardless of your location, the law here is actually very flexible and it will certainly create a path for you to then be self-employed to run a US-based company. How do you start? First and foremost, you want to make sure that you have a business plan, a structure, maybe like an LLC corporation based on your goals and liability preferences. I mentioned earlier on about making sure that you apply for an EIN number, the Employer Identification Number from the IRS, based on the state that you are registering it from, and also to make sure that you obtain the required licenses or permits depending on your industry and location. Next to that will be setting up a business account with the local bank. Understanding your obligations in relates to tax and making sure that you're keeping your clear financial records because this will definitely be crucial for you to have these numbers when time to pay your tax, Now, what I did for myself when I set up my own business, I did two things, which is number one, engage a CPA. I'm not good at math, especially come to tax in employment law, that kind of stuff. So I rather put that experts in charge to that. My CPA will then be responsible to look at the numbers. Some of the expenses, I can actually reimburse them. And also if I'm hiring anybody in the US, that breakdown to what type of status this employee is going to be, either W-2 or 1099 or independent contractor, or even, whether you pay them annually or hourly. So with the help of the CPA, those numbers will be crucial for him to help me to make sure that I put it correctly. Secondly, I also encourage folks to engage a legal advisor, depending on your business. In my case, I consulted employment law, employment attorney to make sure that I understand different states' employment law. It varies here in the US. And just to keep it going, because I hire folks across the nation, this is just some of the guidance that I need to know, and to also make sure that they fill out the right paperwork when I extend the offer to them. Fortunately, to date, there are a lot of kits available online that you can actually go to. They are actually legit organizations out there because of the fact that they have to go through IRS. So there's no doubt, whatever you're doing, how much the kit that you buy, the steps they're gonna, guide you to follow will be in line to what I probably did years ago. So I would certainly, encourage you to do that. Google or do a chat GPT to find out what are the available online kits out there. And last but not least, I also encourage you to do your own due diligence by going to sba.gov or irs.gov to study, to make sure that, you put all of the facts in front of you to compare, and to make sure that you have all of the right paperwork, business plan accordingly, and then talk to these experts before you get going. If anybody have further questions, like I said, I have been self-employed for so many years. I'm more than happy to have a chat offline if you have any question. So that's that. Question number 2, I'll let Farah handle that.
Well, she, that was her specialty. So we let her have that moment in time. Well, again, to reiterate what Rose has just mentioned, these laws are very specific from state to state. So bear in mind that you need to refer to those particular states where you are going to be setting up your business in. All right. So the next question we have is more cultural. Someone was asking us, we mentioned stuff in local language or certain colloquialism that you may not understand, being a non-Malay speaking person. One of it was, what is Asam Pedas? Now, it's a local Malay delicacy. It is a sweet and sour and spicy, usually a savory dish that is made with fish. Now, there are other kinds of meat that you can use. Some people use chicken, believe it or not, and some use beef. In my household, my mother would always make it with fish, and the basis of this particular dish is lots and lots of tamarind juice. So that's a big necessity. The next question that we have was, what exactly is Baju Kurung? Baju Kurung is a Malay traditional outfit, which is basically made up of a long tunic. Usually it's long sleeve or 3/4 sleeve. Most of the time it's long sleeve, and a knee-length tunic, which comes with a long skirt as well. There are certain variations of this depending on which part of Malaysia you come from. I am not Malaysian, unfortunately. I only know certain design of this particular outfit. There are variations, yes. Now, if you do Google Baju Kurung, you will see what it looks like. As I said, there are variations. The last question that we had was with regards to the medical system in the US. Now, there is no universal healthcare in the United States, just so you know. So you must purchase your own insurance or be covered by your company, or as you get older, be covered by Medicare or Medicaid. Now, Medicare is a federal insurance plan for people aged 65 and older, younger people with certain disabilities, and people with end-stage renal diseases. Medicaid, on the other hand, is a joint state and federal program that provides health assistance to individuals and families with limited income and resources. Again, no universal health care in the United States. Now, when I was going through my own cancer treatment, as I was employed, I was covered by the insurance that was offered through my company. Now, understand that you have to pay into your insurance through your company. So it's not 100% covered by the employer. It depends on the employer. Mine happened to be a very good one, which had very good coverage. So that's the end of our questions today. Now, as we wrap up today's conversation, we would like to thank you, our incredible listeners, for all your questions, all your stories, and your continued support. I'll hand over to Rose.
And here at T Transitions, it is more than a podcast. It's a growing global community, believe it or not. and you are the heart of it. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe on our YouTube channel so you never miss a new episode or announcement as we drop new episode every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, as we love to hear from you. How about share your behind the scenes? How about share how you celebrate your journey? And if you're shy to be our guest, why not email us your story at hello@ttransitions.com. Farah and I will pretend to be you and share your story with our followers. And until next time, keep stepping in your truth and embracing your transition with grace. Take care, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.